Okay. Hi guys, it's Alan again. I did a couple of things on some of the books for target individuals if you're not used to. Here's a few that I have. Just want to show quick some. You can get some ebooks from Targeted Justice and Pacts International. There's some books like Robert Duncan's The Matrix. A lot of or suggestions they have like Robert Duncan and Dr. John Hall, and The Invisible Crime. That is Michael Fitzhugh Bell. This is 2. Talked about the chipping, some aspects of V2K. He doesn't have V2K himself, but he's got the other. This is a book on encouraging people who are TIs because stuff can be kind of, when going through it, and this can be kind of a pick-me-up, kind of give you some information. Catherine Meadows, master's degree in surviving, thriving, and as a target individual. A positive, forward-thinking book about how to go on with your life. I'm not sure if it says positive or politive. A lot of these books are. It's hard to find. Like this one didn't have. It's a great book, but it's like there were no page numbers on it, and there wasn't like, I don't know if there's, some of the books don't have copyrights, so I'm anyway. But this was a good book, and encouraging to people, positive, kind of pick your spirit up. And that was, when you're going through it, you need that stuff. So she's got this one and another one, Mom, I'm a target individual. So that's a good one too. This one's Anthony A.K. Forwood. Now, him and Dr. Robert Duncan don't always see eye to eye. Some think he disappeared around 2015, but somebody else has been writing in his name, claiming to be Anthony Forwood, the name of an actor in the 50s or 60s from Europe or England. Anyway, he believes more that there has to be a receiver, an implant, something inside, but not just ELF, and not just microwave. There actually has to be something put inside, like a receiver, a mesh, or something to catch and to tell the signals what to do, where to go, and to so it's something there. So other people say, well, it's not, they don't need that stuff now, and I'm not sure on what to think on that. I just think there probably is something like, because if you look at all the newer tech that has nothing to do with TI stuff, if you look at patents, most of the stuff does have some kind of implantables, whether it's an antenna or something, to tell this energy or electric where to go and what do what. So, it's not just from, so that was good. Gang stalking and mind control, the destruction of society through his community spying networks. This was good. Again, a TI, John Phillips, The Electromagnetic Revolution and Federal Targeted Individual Program by John Phillips, Contributing Corporations and Federal Agencies in Idaho. And if you want to talk about the books that, just a bibliography of books in the last, I would say 10, 15 years, he starts out right here in the appendix. And these are all books. Every one of these are books in the last 10, 15 years around the world. Right here, from Appendix A to right here, these are all, again, books about target individuals. And another one, another full thing of all books, different books by targeted individuals. Again, back to 80. I remember from 63 to 89. Again, more books. These are all extra books. I had to flip 3 or 4 pages now on both sides. New books on targeted individuals. And then finally, from 1 to 111, these are all new books on targeted individuals. All of these that he's put on his appendix. Not his appendix, like, an implant, but no, the appendix to the books, other books by TIs. So it's Circle of Snakes, Psychotronic, The Target Individual Holocaust, Advice for Target Individuals, MK Ultra, An Exorcist Fights MK Ultra Terrorists, because there's a lot of similarities with the Target Individual. It's like a continuation of MK Ultra in the 70s. Surveillance and Torture and Control in the Modern World, a collection of links to inform the general public and target individuals about the crimes of organized stalking and electronic harassment by Roseanne Marie Schneider. That was a good book too. I got that on the ebook. Anyway, so that's again all those books in the appendix. And I can hear the V2K going right now. So these are all just, again, books on targeted individuals, and you flip that over. These are all targeted targeted individual books, and then flip that over. More targeted individual books right here. More targeted individual books. And then finally, these are in the last 10 years. And that's all to 111. Another one, Invasion Mind Control by Felipe Zaboya de Santa Cruz Abreu. The technology, invasion, control, reading, and torture of the mind that will change humanity forever. And it's done to people without their consent, without their okay. And it's one thing when you realize you're in pain and going through pain, but then they add it up with doing the weird voice thing, and you find out at the same time on the news everywhere is Havana syndrome. It's like, and then you go to the rally and it's like, oh shit, this is the same of what they're going through. And somebody had to let me, oh, they're tied in together. Project MK Ultra and Mind Control Technology, a compilation of patents and reports by Axel Baltizer. A compilation of patents and reports, Project MK Ultra and Mind Control Technology. And these are the patents. So that can be helpful. Project Soul Catcher by Dr. Robert Duncan. You can see him also being interviewed by Jesse Ventura on brain invaders from that TV show Conspiracy Theory. And he interviews Robert Duncan about that too. And I think William Shatner, well, he did an interview with Cheryl Welsh from Mind Justice. That's also a good scene too. That was definitely worth taking a good look at. And this one right here, Forbidden Tech, the complete guide to energy, social, and biological technologies that they did not want you to know about, by Naomi Morse, Tivone Rivers, Forbidden Tech. And it describes parts of some of the background of energy, electricity, and including the technology that people use on innocent people to punish or just to see what it does to innocent people, torture. And it shows about the patents of V2K and Margellans and HARP and chemtrails. Now, if people like chemtrails and scalar, I'm not sure what to make about scalar energy and all that. I think Duncan himself was skeptical on some of the scalar. He thought, a Army guy invented the stuff in the 80s and made it this whole, but there seems to be a lot of actual books and a whole field of science dealing with scalar energy, but a lot of this stuff is psychobabble, using scientific words like quantum in every other word, quantum this, quantum that, confusing people in science. And if you know one thing through the COVID thing is that they use science and they try to purposely mislead people by using scientific words and medical words and jargon. And hopefully people just kind of, okay, oh, okay. And I do that myself sometimes. And they're just saying stuff that jargon that we don't. So it's good to have something like this to explain, because they get by with it all the time. Saying stuff that isn't real, saying stuff that, whether it's cold fusion, whether it's now they're doing that with string theory, dark matter, stuff that it's like eggs. Is the white good for you or bad for you? The yellow, is it good for you or bad for you? Being told something, it's like doing the Heimlich maneuver. And then it's like breathing into the mouth. And they say, don't do that. It doesn't help them at all. Just breathe into the nose. Don't breathe in the mouth. And do this. Don't breathe into them. Just do this. So I like it when they just admit the truth and don't try to, be fancy with their jargon. So this one I just got today. So I'm looking forward to reading it. Under an Ionized Sky, Chemtrails of Space Lockdown by Elena Freeland. And she has done her homework, but I haven't read it yet, so I can't. But I'm looking forward to it because she's got sections on TIs and ELF technology, and she's a smart lady. So she was interviewed, I think, on Ella Free's stuff. So those were pretty good. And of course, I got some e-books. And again, I want to show that so that people can look. This is some of the other ones that I have. And I want people to be able to look. That one's just about Anthony, the COVID thing. And there's a lot of books that I have. And there's, you can tell by that one book or by that one thing that there's a whole bunch of books that you can buy and order in ebooks. So that way we're not, and with their scientific patents to the technology, that way we're not looking like a bunch of, the government's out to get me and they got, stuff in my tooth and they're listening to me with a wide-eyed expression. No, they really are doing this and hurting people just to see if they can do it and get away with it. And even if, like in my case, I had no enemies ever. I just didn't. They were nice to me. They really were. City Hall. I thought all the people in my town of Dallas, where I was from 7 years old, they were pretty nice people. They didn't go out of their way to hurt me or do anything. I just knew for whatever reason I had this side pain after an operation at, about a year, 6 months to a year. I don't know. A few months after. And I never thought it was intentional until 30 years of praying every day, just what is this? Why can't I decide and feel? And why won't anybody tell me? And this is when I was studying to be a minister, a Pentecostal, evangelical. In 30 years, it never came to my understanding or belief that it was done on purpose with their knowledge, that they did it knowingly. And they kept it from me. I would have never believed it until ended up falling out of a window, tried to, I was done with it. 30 years of in pain. Now people are screwing with me. I said, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. I'm just fell out the window and learned. I won't go into details. I'm just saying. And they did it on purpose. They did it to me on purpose. And then a year after, I learned to walk again. And my arms were broken, and one leg was that they had to operate on. And then I finally realized, and go into the meeting, the Ella Free thing, and it's like, shit, these people did it to me on purpose, intentionally, and kept me in the dark for over 30 years. And now I got all these books. So, and I'm doing this at a time in 2023 at the end. This week will be 2024. When they're doing the trials, the human trials, and I like Elon Musk, but I know they're doing Neuralinks, human trials with Neuralink. So they admit that they're mixing, cyborgs, people and robots. So the internet with people, and TIs have been saying this for a long time. The White House bioethics thing, and I mean, hopefully somebody will, the senators or City Hall or presidents, I mean, they know it. When you have the White House bioethics and you got Fauci's wife there and Amy Goodman and this panel of people from President Obama that he put together, thankfully, that was wonderful. But they didn't stop it. I mean, they know what's going on. It's part of law enforcement. So it's kind of like FBI. At least they're complaining about the FBI and the CIA, and good for Vivek Ramaswamy for saying get rid of those guys, because this is what they've been doing to people. There's an office needed to protect us, but it needs to be exposed, all this crime, cruelty, and cover-up, and paying all these otherwise what we thought were good people in our towns that went along with it. They got paid to keep us in pain. And then we pay them extra money to get us out of pain that we wouldn't have been in, except when we were children, they put us in a program and everyone else was quiet about it. They didn't tell us. So, but I also understand, I don't know if it meant taking away their license if they told, I don't know all the details, but still, it shouldn't be done to people. If it was done to them or their children, they would agree. If they had to know that it happened to them themselves or their children, and that it was done on purpose, they would be fuming, pissed, and they would be pulling Myron May stuff. And then nobody would, they'd be doing the same quiet, what are you talking about? You look crazy. It's like, no, it's real. So not one person has apologized or admitted. They don't even have, because I already know it's so. But they didn't have of course, they never had the decency. So why should I expect it now, even though they know that I know? So anyway, I'm going to go make some dinner for my lovely mother. So she's on her way here. And anyway, I hope you guys have a good New Year's and celebrate and enjoy. And it's like Derek Robinson said, miracles in 2024. So that's my belief too. So I'll talk to you later, okay? End stream right there. Whoop. Get that. And I get